Hey there guys, it's Lee here. Welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be sharing with you sending some transactions using the Factom Wallet. So previous to this video I just done a first kind of set up an installation guide using the actual Factom Wallet and also importing my Coinify pre-sale tokens. But in this video, I'm just going to be sharing with you the process of sending a transaction. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to kind of send it to and from myself. The reason for doing this is I want to kind of get a bit better understanding of exactly how the actual process works, and also just to verify that my wallet and everything is kind of set up correctly so that I can freely send and receive transactions without too much bother. So let's continue on with this. So I've got two windows running already. One is the Factom D program, which is this one here from that folder. And then we've also got the FCT wallet running as well. So we've got two windows. And then we just need to open up a third one, which is going to be the one that we kind of issue commands with and interact with each of these two programs. So we just press Shift and right click, and then we open a command window here. So now we can use this command window to interface with these other two programs. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get a balance and show my addresses. So we do Factom-CLI and then it's balances and enter. So you can see we've got factoid 1, the address balances actually shows as 0. I was kind of expecting some funds in there. There should be 5, so I'm not too sure. I think it's the actual blockchain is still synchronizing, so that could be the reason for that. There's definitely funds there, and the second one is factoid 2, the address, and the funds there are 600. So I was going to send it from factoid 1 to factoid 2, but what I'll do is I'll do it in reverse. And that way it just kind of makes sense to you guys and makes sense for me as well. So I just need to kind of get the instructions for doing this. This is my actual first time doing it, so I'm going to be kind of going it through it step by step and sharing that experience with you as well. Oops. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is this command here. So it's a new transaction and it's basically going to be called transaction 1. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. That looks fine for our purposes. New transaction, and then so it's creating basically with Factom, from what I've just been reading, is it kind of like you build a transaction and then you process it. You don't just kind of just do it in one go. So let's continue on. So it's a new transaction, transaction 1, and enter. Okay, so then the next part, what we need to do is what we're actually going to be doing. So how much we want to send and the address that we want to send from. So this is our input address, and just let me just read through this as well. Yeah. Okay, so our input address is, let's just paste this. So it's Factom CLI add input. The transaction is 1, which is the one that we've just created, but I want to send it from factoid 2, and the amount is going to be 1, and then I'm going to press enter. Okay, and then we need to specify where the actual transactions are going to be going. So let's just copy that. So it's transaction 1, and it's going to be sent to factoid 1, and it's got an extra 2 there as well. So I guess that is the actual. Is that the amount? So do you have to enter the amount twice, maybe? Not too sure what the 2 represents there, but I'm gonna change it to 1 because I think it is the amount to be received. I think that's how it is. Well, that seems a little bit weird, but anyway, let's continue on. Okay, so we've got that the output address there, and it says now that we can basically see how the actual transaction is being built. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so we've got input 1, output 1. That sounds about right. Okay, so the next part that we need to do is we need to get the actual transaction fees. So once again, I'm just going to copy and paste from this. I'll put a link in the description for this reference. So we're going to get fees for our transaction now. It doesn't appear to work it out automatically, you know, at the time of the transaction is sent. Okay, so it says 0.0078 factoids is our fee. Copy this as a line, and then so we need to do factoid 2, and the fee is 0.0078. Add input transaction factoid 2. Oh, sorry, just rereading that. So you have to enter the total amount you want to send plus the actual fees. So I need to do 1 and then add the fee on top there. Okay, so we've added that. Now we can, it says to check it again, so you can kind of see a summary of the transaction that you've built. It's kind of a bit of a funny sort of way to do things, to actually build a transaction. But anyway, we'll continue on. Okay, then it says to have a look, confirm the transaction, and then when you're ready to send it, you can use this Factom-CLI sign transaction 1. Just going to paste that as well. So let's sign it. So it's signed. Then it says to check the transaction again to make sure it's been signed. Okay. Okay, so we've got a signature on the bottom as well now. So it looks like it's all ready to go, I guess. And now we can do the final step, I believe, which is to submit the transaction. So it's quite a long-winded process to send a transaction just from one address to the other. I think just because of the actual interface, you could, you know, with other sort of command line interfaces that I've used in the past, you just do this literally on kind of like a one-line transaction. But this is just being broken down step by step, which is arguably safer, but also a little bit more complicated as well. So we're ready to send the actual transaction, so let's do that. Okay, so now we have to actually wait 10 minutes or less, depending on how far we are from a 1/6 of an hour. So according to my time here, it's 4 minutes past, so we'd actually have to wait 6 minutes for this transaction to be processed. So Factom has quite a unique way of processing transactions. So the blocks are every 10 minutes, but they're only done on every 10 minute or every 1/6 of each hour. So that's quite an interesting way of doing things, but that looks like it's gone through anyway. I'll just check the actual balances, but it's not looking like it's going to go through. Like I say, for yeah, it's 5 past now. I need to wait until 10 past for the transaction to go through. So just see if there's any update to the actual balances. It doesn't appear so. So what I'll do is I'll just give that 5 or 6 minutes, and then I'll come back and check, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes. I just left it that time because the actual wallet node program itself was not quite synced up. It was a little bit behind, so I just gave it a little bit of extra time to catch up. In the meantime, I've done a little bit of extra reading and find out that you can use the Factom CLI, and you can get the actual current blockchain height, which you can do in other wallet applications. So you can see it's 59900, and if we check the actual Factom Explorer, I'll just refresh that now. That says 5989. So we're currently 1 block ahead. We was exactly synchronized. Now it appears that we're 1 block ahead. Oh yeah, it's just updated there now. Okay, so we're now synchronized. So now if we actually check our balance, so it was Factom-CLI balances, we should see the actual transaction has been processed and the balances should reflect it. Okay, that's great, that's gone through. So in the first instance, the actual factoid one was actually balance of 0, but that was because our blockchain had not fully synchronized, so it was actually at 4.9. So what we've done is we've sent a transaction of one factoid from this address, this bottom address here, to this address. So that's gone up to 5.9, and then this address has dropped from 600 down to 598.99, because obviously there's a little bit extra for the actual transaction fee. So that transaction has gone through normally, and just to show you, it's also on the actual Factom Explorer, the Factom blockchain itself. So just to show you, it's here. So we've got this Factom address, which is our sending address. So you see that balance has gone down. You can see the transaction here, this one here. So that's our balance of the transaction was 1 plus the actual transaction fee. And then this address here, like I say, the first transaction that I made to it was a Poloniex withdrawal just to test it. So it's 4.90, and then we've just added the 1 on there, giving us a total of 5.9 now. So that was our receiving address there. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful and useful and informative, and you know, this should be good to help you send your own Factom transactions. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you like this type of video and want to see more, then please make sure you're subscribed. I do upload videos like this on a regular basis. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.